She moved through the crowd carefully, not rushing, as though rushing might shatter something. She reached her. She stood before her, and she reached out, slowly, the way you reach for something you have been dreaming about for so long that your hand shakes. And she took the young woman's hand in both of hers. The young woman looked down at the hands holding hers, rough, worn, the hands of a woman who had carried hard years. She looked up at the face. The woman's eyes were wet. Her lips were trembling, like she was trying not to recognize something too quickly. And she said, in a voice so quiet it was almost only breath, "You remind me of someone, my daughter. If she were alive today, she would look just like you. She would be exactly your age. She would stand exactly your way." And in the middle of a crowded hall, a mother was holding her daughter's hand and didn't know it. And a daughter was looking into her mother's face and didn't know it. The young woman looked at the worn dress, the cracked sandals, the tears running quietly down the woman's face, and she pulled her hand away, gently, but she pulled it away. She said, "I'm sorry for your loss," and she walked away. You are watching part 2, but first you need to know how we got here. If you missed part 1, she found a name, Ngozi Adaeze, a mother she had never known. She started looking, and one Wednesday afternoon she walked past her, 3 steps away, and didn't know. This is part 2, and what happens in this part will stay with you. 3 more weeks passed. Mr. Adaeze called twice. Both times he had nothing. Cold leads, wrong women, dead ends. Adaeze sat in her father's study one evening, the same study where she had found the brown envelope, and stared at the birth certificate for a long time. Ngozi Adaeze. She said the name out loud, like she was testing whether it belonged to her, just to feel whether it meant anything to her body, even if it meant nothing yet to her memory. It did something. She couldn't explain what. She folded the certificate carefully, put it back in the envelope, and went to bed. The next morning, Chief Emeka called her to the living room. He was dressed in his full agbada. There was a man sitting across from him, elderly, calm, wearing a plain dark kaftan. Chief Emeka introduced him. His name was Pa Obiachina. He was from Ngozi's village. He had known her family. Adaeze sat down slowly. Her hands were very still in her lap. Pa Obiachina spoke quietly. He said Ngozi had survived the river. He had heard it with his own ears from the fishermen. She had been pulled out downstream, barely alive, and taken to a clinic in a small community near Asaba. She spent weeks recovering, and when she recovered, she came back looking for her baby. But the baby was already gone, registered, placed. The church mission had sealed the records. Adaeze's jaw tightened. Pa Obiachina continued. He said Ngozi had never stopped looking. She left the village eventually. Nobody knew exactly where she went. Some said Onitsha, some said Enugu. But she had the name she had given her daughter and a photograph, and she never stopped. Chief Emeka's hand found Auntie Pat's hand on the sofa beside him. Neither of them spoke. Adaeze didn't stand immediately. Something in her shifted. When she finally stood, it wasn't because she was ready. It was because she couldn't sit there anymore. She walked to her room. She closed the door, and she sat on the edge of her bed and pressed both hands over her mouth and did not make a sound.
She was alive, all this time, not lost, not gone, alive and looking. 2 days later, Adaeze attended a charity event. Chief Emeka's foundation hosted it every year, a gathering at the community hall in GRA. Food distribution, cash gifts, medical outreach. Adaeze came because Auntie Pat asked her to. She wore a simple white dress, no sunglasses this time. She stood near the registration table and watched the line of people moving through. Old women with walking sticks, young mothers carrying babies on their backs, men who had known better days. She watched them differently than she had ever had before. And then she saw her. Near the back of the hall, sitting on one of the plastic chairs, a woman in a faded yellow and brown kaba, a worn head wrap, her hands folded in her lap. Something moved in Adaeze's chest. She didn't understand it. She had never seen this woman before, or so she thought. The woman was looking at the floor. Then she looked up, and her eyes found Adaeze across the room, and she stopped breathing. She stood slowly. She moved through the crowd carefully, not rushing, as though rushing might shatter something. She reached Adaeze. She stood before her, and she reached out, slowly, the way you reach for something you have been dreaming about for so long that your hand shakes. And she took Adaeze's hand in both of hers. Adaeze looked down at the hands holding hers, rough, worn, the hands of a woman who had carried hard years. She looked up at the face. The woman's eyes were wet. Her lips were trembling, like she was trying not to recognize something too quickly. And she said, in a voice so quiet it was almost only breath, "You remind me of someone, my daughter. If she were alive today, she would look just like you. She would be exactly your age. She would stand exactly the way you stand." The room continued around them. People collected their food parcels. Children ran between legs. Someone was testing a microphone at the front. And in the middle of it all, a mother was holding her daughter's hand and didn't know it. And a daughter was looking into her mother's face and didn't know it. Adaeze looked at the woman's dress, the worn head wrap, the cracked sandals. She looked at the tears running quietly down the woman's face, and something in her recoiled, not from the woman, but from everything the woman represented. The old Adaeze, the Adaeze who had been raised to know the difference between people who belonged in her world and people who did not. She looked down at her hand, held in two rough, worn hands, and she pulled it away. Gently, but she pulled it away. She said, "I'm sorry for your loss." And she stepped back, and she walked away. Ngozi stood where she was. She did not follow. She did not call after her. She just stood, her empty hands hanging at her sides, the hands that had just held her daughter for 26 years and let her go, the same way the river had. She reached into the small bag at her hip. She took out the photograph, the worn, creased black and white photograph of a baby girl. She looked at it. Then she looked at the direction Adaeze had walked, back to the photograph, and she pressed it against her chest, and she closed her eyes. Adaeze found Chisom by the food tables. Chisom could tell immediately. She didn't ask what happened. She just handed her a bottle of water and stood beside her quietly.
After a moment, Adaeze said, "There was an old woman. She held my hand. She said I looked like her dead daughter." Chisom looked at her carefully. Adaeze shook her head slightly, like she was shaking something loose. She said, "These people will say anything." Chisom said nothing. She just watched her friend's face, longer than usual, and she saw something there that Adaeze herself could not see. A crack, very small, but a crack. That night, Adaeze called Mr. Dike. She told him about Pa Obichina. She told him Ngozi had survived, that she had come back looking, that she had possibly gone to Onitsha or Enugu. Mr. Dike was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "Miss Obiora, if she's in Enugu, she could be anywhere. She could be a trader, a market woman. She could be someone you pass every day and never notice. Adaeze went very still. She said, "Find her. Whatever it costs, find her." She hung up. She went to her window. The city stretched out below her, lights in every direction, thousands of lives moving in the dark. Somewhere out there, a woman was folding away a photograph and lying down on a narrow bed in a room that smelled of candle wax and waiting. Adaeze pressed her hand flat against the cold glass. She whispered, "I'm looking. I'm still looking." But she did not know. She could not know that the woman she was looking for had just held her hand, had looked into her eyes, had said, "You look just like my daughter." And Adaeze had pulled her hand away and walked back to the food tables. 2 days later, Adaeze was driving through the city. She was in the back of the Maybach. The driver was taking her to a meeting. They stopped at a junction. The traffic was heavy, barely moving. Adaeze was on her phone. She wasn't looking out the window. And then something in her refused to stay still. She looked up. On the side of the road, sitting on the low wall of a closed shop, was a woman. Faded yellow and brown kaba, worn head wrap, a small bag at her feet. She looked exhausted. Not sick, just the exhaustion of a person who has been carrying something heavy for a very long time and has not been allowed to put it down. Their eyes met through the glass, close enough to see, too far to reach. For one long second, everything went quiet. Something moved through Adaeze. She didn't know what it was. Her hand moved slightly toward the window button. Her phone rang. She looked down at the screen. Her lawyer's name. She answered it. Traffic moved. The driver pulled forward, and when Adaeze looked back up, the woman was gone. She sat back in her seat. The phone call continued in her ear. Something about a property title, something about a signature needed. She responded where she needed to respond, but part of her, a part she couldn't name or locate, was still at that junction, still looking at the space on the wall where the woman had been sitting. That evening, Auntie Pat came to her room. She sat on the edge of the bed, the way she had always done since Adaeze was small. She asked how she was feeling. Adaeze said fine. Auntie Pat looked at her for a long moment. Then she said, "Ada, when you find her, and I believe you will find her, I need you to promise me something." Adaeze looked at her. Auntie Pat said, "See her. Not her clothes, not her hands, not where she lives or what she sells. See her." Adaeze looked away. She said, "I see people, Mama." Auntie Pat was quiet. Then she said softly, "No, Ada, you look at people. You don't always see them." She stood up. She smoothed the edge of the bedsheet. She tucked a braid behind Adaeze's ear, the way she had done 10,000 times, and she left. Adaeze sat alone. The ceiling fan turned above her. The city hummed outside, and somewhere in that city, for the third time, a woman who had held her hand, a woman she had looked at through glass, a woman whose eyes had found hers across a crowded room, was lying in the dark, holding a photograph, whispering a name. But the hardest part was still coming, because in part 3, Ngozi would collapse on the side of the road, and a car would drive past her, and inside that car would be Adaeze. Don't miss part 3, because the moment that will make you cover your mouth is coming. End of part 2.